Okay, guys, in this segment, it's Expunction 2, which is the second in my series of expunctions, how to get your record erased. This one's a different animal, and the law has really liberalized in the last 5 years in this area. Used to, it was very tough to get anything off your record if you were found guilty or pled guilty. Normally, couldn't do it. But as time has gone by over the years, especially the last 5 years, they've really opened this thing up. And people, the word hasn't gotten out as much as it probably should have, but I try to tell people this, but you know, maybe a long time ago when it happened. This is a case where you might have pled guilty to something and you want to get that old record expunged. Now, in misdemeanor cases, you got to wait 5 years. It's actually 5 years from the time you were released from probation. In felony cases, they recently modified it, and you can do it after a 10-year period. So we can go in there and expunge an old conviction. Now, what can you erase? I'm going to try to use the word erase instead of expunge, because expunge is a big word, erase is a little smaller word. That's what it is. It's an erasure. Let me give you an example. Maybe you pled guilty when you were 17 years old to possession of marijuana, or maybe you had some kind of a charge where you, I don't know, larceny, shoplifting, communicating threats, garden variety of misdemeanors. A bunch of them apply. Some don't apply, and the exceptions are 3. Cannot get rid of an assault. If you have an assault conviction, ain't coming off your record, can't get a DWI off. Surprise, surprise. North Carolina's the toughest law the toughest laws in the country. They won't let you get a DWI off, so forget about that. And weapons charges, like carrying a concealed weapon. In felony court or felony charges, you also cannot get rid of an assault, DWI related offense, or weapons charge. So those are the no's, but the rest of them are okay. Now, felonies, they limit you, though, to Class H felonies. If it's over Class H, can't get it off. H's are like breaking and entering larceny. Most drug charges can come off. Anything like obtaining property by false pretenses or embezzlement or things of that nature, we can get those off. Again, we have to do the waiting period, and then what we do is similar to the first expunction I was talking about in the last segment. I file a petition with the court. Now, it's a little bit more involved here because the DA can require a hearing on this one. I've never had the DA do that. I've got a good relationship with the DAs in my district and all the districts that I work in, and can usually get the DA to waive the hearing, but we get the judge to send that off on the petition. We wait about 90 days, and then it comes back all clear, and we flush the record. We erase it, flush it, gone, which means no record that ever happened. That's crucially important for you if you have a felony, especially, but even misdemeanors. It's important to get that record clean and get rid of that that old conviction on your record. So let us know if we can help you on that. Like I say, most people are not totally aware this law has been modified to give you the opportunity to get a case flushed off your record if you've been convicted. Most people think that's the end of it, but it makes a huge difference. We're at A. Michael Edwards, attorney at law. We are in downtown Marion, behind the library. My office manager, April Garden, will do an intake. I'll call you back. We'll get things set up. You don't have to go to court. It takes about 90 days. Cost depend upon what we do. They usually run about $500 for district court expunctions. Can be more if we have to erase more than one, but that's usually what we do. And then you're looking at Superior Court may be a little more involved as far as the charge because of the paperwork and the time involved. It's not going to be a lot more. Filing fees usually about $175, so we can do all that for you, help you out. Now, one thing I got to tell you though, in this kind of expunction, which may disqualify a lot of you from this, the bad news is that if you were found guilty of anything, I mean anything that's a misdemeanor crime, felony crime, anything after the charge that you're trying to erase. Let me give you an example. If you had a marijuana case, a conviction, pled guilty, and you say now in 2020 or whatever year it is you want to expunge that, if you got into trouble again and pled guilty to another crime, we cannot expunge it. I'm sorry. That's just the way the law reads. You got to be clean. You have to keep your nose absolutely clean after you get that conviction that you're trying to erase off your record. You can have a traffic ticket. Don't do that if you can help it. But traffic tickets don't count. Minor traffic tickets, most of them are minor. But you cannot go in there and expunge if you've had something since that crime was committed. Happy to help you. Give us a call, 828-652-8011. We will call you back. We will help you out. And thanks for listening to this segment.